inside the star. The photon particle is around, but the moment it piggybacks on the wave that is going to drive it out, it's like the space shuttle.
Oh yes.
Consider the space shuttle as a wave that is now taking the payload. The payload is the photon particle. So the payload is tied to the back of the space shuttle or the wave, and so the photon particle is no longer giving light at all. The light is preserved. So, when the wave leaves the star to any part of the universe is still dark. We are still in the dark universe until this one wave strikes an atmosphere. Say, for instance, our Earth has an atmosphere. Every planet has an atmosphere. So when this particular wave hits the atmosphere, then the photon particle breaks from the atmosphere, from the wave, and then you begin to see light again. That's how we see light. But between our atmosphere and the sun, brother, there's no light. There's no light. It's all dark. In the middle of the day, you look at the space shuttle when it's up there. You look at the background. You see all darkness. You don't see light. You only see the light shining on the space shuttle. But in between the sun and the space shuttle, it's all dark. So this basically tells you that the dark universe is the utmost medium. Of course, scientists call it ether and all that sort of rubbish, which it is. They don't want to acknowledge the fact that darkness, melanin, is what is in there too. Because when they give a value to darkness, brother, they are giving value to you and me, our color. So to discount giving value and power to our color, they call it ether. You see, they mean darkness. But see, this is why we now have to begin to teach the real science. Let people begin to get the real science. It has nothing to do with color. It has nothing to do with supremacy. We are not saying this because we want to promote black supremacy. That's not the point. The point is you give the facts of the universe. I'm not giving you any theories. I want someone to come and prove the facts wrong. Let any of the listeners out there come and prove these facts wrong. Come and prove to say that the star, the sun, came out any other way. Tell me the thing about your Big Bang, and then let's have a discussion on that. Let's talk about how this Big Bang theory is going to match with how the star is out there, and let's talk about how hydrogen comes about from this Big Bang thing. You see? So I like to have a discussion on that. So this is what. Yeah, brother, go ahead.
No, go ahead, sir. I was just agreeing with you.
So this is what cosmogony is. Cosmogony goes through a system that has what I call the 9-count system. A 9-count system. And the number 9 is a transformational number. 9 is transformational. It's a transition number. So you go like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 8. Of course, we change it, the count. But if you go with the regular count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, you then transition to 10. So you get to 10, that means you are beginning a new dimension. You go from a single digit, you now go to a double digit. And so that's how it goes. So what we see happening in the universe, the facts of the universe is what humans have incorporated into how they count as well. So that fact doesn't change, see? And so we can't theorize that because the fact is eminent. So we have to then continue in the area of seeing everything that is in the universe as factual, a fact. What we have to then respect is to go in accordance with these facts. But the moment we begin to change, to alter the facts, to suit our own thinking, which is primarily a non-thinking, because how can you think more than what brought you here or what upholds you here? How can you think more than the universe? You can't. So all we have done, and we are seeing the results of our own doing, we became arrogant. We saw initially how truthful the science was in Kemet. The Africans had. And the reason of this cosmogonic science as well is that when you begin to look at this cosmogonic science, everything has life. Everything has a frequency wave to which you can tap into. How do we know that? Well, let's go to Kemet. Let's go and see how Imhotep built the 6-step pyramid. Go to the first step and see Imhotep's first step. You take a look at Imhotep's first step. You see that massive rock laying down there. Then Imhotep says, in fact, before Imhotep built the first step pyramid, there was no structure on the planet Earth that was beyond one step. It was all what the Arabs call the mastabas. Every structure on the planet was called the mastabas. Just all one step, one step. So it was this African brother here, this African great brother here. He said, look, I'm going to go beyond this one step thing. I'm going to go make it 2, make it 3, make it 4, make it 5, make it 6. That's what he did. Did he use cranes? What you talking about cranes? Imhotep said, I'm going to build a pyramid here. I'm going to put it so many feet high in the sky. And that's what he did. Now, how did he get these blocks? 100-ton blocks or so, one on top of each other. How did he get that done? He had to go back to cosmogonic science. And Imhotep was a Dogon. In fact, at the time they were calling those Africans there, they were calling them the Telem. Brother, I'm talking to you with the telephone. Tel. People watch television. You have all these things. Tel. Where did this word come from? Well, this word came from the Telem. Tellem. The Telem people. They are African people. They were a people of communication. Telem means communication. African people of communication. We were the first to establish communication anywhere. That's why they called us Telem. And so after the destruction of our civilization in Kemet, the Telem people who left Kemet, they came and then settled in Mali. They called themselves the Dogon because they began to mix with the native people of Mali. See? And so, of course, we spread all over. Some went to Ghana, Sierra Leone, Guinea, and so forth. So we spread ourselves all over, all the way down to even South Africa. You see? So you find Dogon all the way. And then there was another group of people that I haven't talked about yet. They call them the Vai, V-A-I. Those people are in Sierra Leone, they are in Liberia, they are in Guinea, the Vai, brother. These were the people, they were also part of the African people, part of the Telem people that were building pyramids in Kemet. After the first invasion by the Persians, the Assyrians, around 589 AE, I call it African era. They call it BC, I call it African era. We've got to start changing names because there was no big Christ or anything like that. So that was our era. We call it African era. After the invasion by the Assyrians, the Vice said, no race is going to dominate us at all. So they left. They got into boats, into their barges and stuff. So they left Kemet. Today you see some of them as the Aborigines in Australia and New Zealand and all those places. You go to the Pacific Islands, you are seeing spots of Vai people in all those areas. We went on populating the whole place. In fact, brother, in the 1980s, I think I was watching a nature show. They went to this Pacific island in the Pacific Ocean. I was so amazed, but I couldn't believe it. They found these people, no clothes at all. They were wearing leaves, brother. In the thick forest in the 1980s, they were wearing leaves, living in trees. You know what they were saying, brother? This is what one of them said. Boa, this year. I screamed. I said, that's a Mende. That's my brother right there. That's a Mende. He's speaking my language from Sierra Leone. That's a Mende. They were speaking Mende, brother. Mende language. Now, how did the person from Sierra Leone, West Africa, found himself in the Pacific Islands? You answer that question. How did this person find himself in it? So that tells you we were building the pyramids right there, and then when these people began to destroy us, we just went out. And then look at what happened during the tsunami. The tsunami occurred, and then you have this other place they call the Ankoba Islands by India. All African people, see? they listened. They were in connection with the universe. So when they saw the